Good evening, everyone. Myself Prakash. Today, I am going to deliberate my seminar talk on blotting technique. First of all, we discuss about blotting technique introductory part. What is blotting technique? The blotting technique is a method to detect the specified biomolecule given in the sample, such as DNA, RNA, and protein from a given sample. This method is used for separating DNA, RNA, and protein. Mainly in this method, we use gel electrophoresis for the separation of specific segment of DNA or RNA or protein. Mainly, this method was first originally developed by Edwin Southern in 1975 for DNA. So, this technique was popularly known as Southern blotting for DNA. There are some important blotting technique are present, out of which three important blotting technique are southern blotting, northern blotting, western blotting. Southern blotting mainly used for DNA, northern blotting mainly used for RNA, and western blotting technique mainly used for protein. Now we discuss about the blotting compass. For remember purpose, you can remember by snowdrop snowdrop. In snowdrop you get snow. S for southern blotting, D for DNA. The southern blotting is employed for DNA. Similarly, N for northern blotting, which is employed for RNA, and W for western blotting, which is employed for protein. Okay, this is the trick to remember the main important blotting type which are used for different method. Mainly in the blotting compass here, the representation of different type of blotting technique are given. Like in eastern blotting, we used for identification of post-transcriptional modification. Similarly, in northern blotting, we used to separate RNA. In southern blotting, we used to separate DNA, and in western blotting, we used to separate protein. Similarly, in southwestern technique, we use to study the protein DNA interaction, and in northern western technique we use protein RNA interaction. Then here the some presentation about blotting compass of different probes. In different blotting technique we use different probes as it is given here. In northern blotting we use DNA as a probe for uh, identify or for separating RNA. Similarly, in eastern blotting we used antibody to know the protein modification. Antibody here used as a probe. Similarly, in southern blotting we use DNA or segment of RNA which are complementary to the DNA. Okay, so in southern blotting we can also use RNA, complementary RNA as a probe for identification or for uh, separating the DNA. Similarly, in southern western blotting technique, we use DNA as a probe to know the separate DNA binding proteins. In western blotting, we use for protein separation. Here, antibody act as a probe. Okay. Uh, Now we discuss about the general principles of blotting technique. The main important three blotting technique completely depends on the all four general principles. The four steps are: first step, the electrophoretic separation, where proteins and nucleic acid fragments are separated by the process of electrophoresis. Then the second step is the transfer to immobilized paper. Then the third step is the binding of analytic probe. Then the last step is the visualization of bounded probe. Here is the representation. First, from the sample we separate DNA RNA, and protein for specific blotting technique. For southern blotting, we separate DNA. For northern blotting, we separate RNA. Similarly, for western blotting, we separate protein. Then, according to it, we use electrophoresis, gel electrophoresis. There are different type of electrophoresis technique is used for different blotting technique. We will discuss later. Then, after it, the probes are added. Then the probes are added. Then we transfer to the membrane transfer. Sorry, first after gel electrophoresis, we transfer the gel, the segmented DNA in the gel to the membrane. Then probes, innovation, then detection or visualization. Okay. Then your first technique, blotting technique, is your southern blotting. It is first developed by and then southern. So this technique is popularly known as southern blotting. It is mainly used for DNA separation. Mainly it is an example of RFLP, that is restriction fragment length polymorphism. It was developed by Edward Southern in 1975. This technique is used for the identification of particular size of DNA. DNA fragments are separated on the basis of size, charge. Mainly, Southern blotting technique follow the following procedures, such as first procedure is the restriction digestion by the restriction endonuclease, so that we get specific segment of DNA. Then the specific segment of DNA is amplified by the PCR technique. Then the next procedure is the gel electrophoresis. For southern blotting, we use HDS agarose gel electrophoresis. Then the next procedure is the denaturation, which is done by treating with HCl and NaOH. Then the next procedure is the blotting. Okay. The next step is your blocking, which is done by the casein or BSA or bovine serum albumin. Then hybridization with the label probe. Then the last step is the visualization, which is done by autoradiography. The whole step are given with details here. Like in restriction digestion, the DNA fragment are the DNA fragment which are used in the blotting technique are get by the restriction enzyme. The restriction enzyme cut the DNA at a specific site, which generate specific fragment of DNA. Then the number of fragment of DNA that is obtained by restriction enzyme is amplified by the PCR technique. Then the next step is your gel electrophoresis. The desired DNA fragments is separated by gel electrophoresis technique. For its we use HDS gel electrophoresis. Then the next step is your denaturation. Mainly denaturation is done by alkali, NaOH, and HCl. Okay, the denaturation is done for the double stranded DNA fragment. The double stranded DNA fragment are denatured by alkali and HCl. Then the next step is your blotting. Mainly the segment which are generated by the gel electrophoresis are transferred to the membrane or solid membrane, that is your nylon membrane or nitrocellulose paper, by the process of blotting. For transferring the segment of DNA, we use such type of arrangement. Here a container where transfer buffers are present, then a platform is present, then Wartman paper. After it, the gel is present. The gel contains the segment of DNA which can be transferred, which is transferred to the membrane. Here the nitrocellulose membrane is present. Then above the nitrocellulose membrane, then Wartman paper towel stack, then weight is present to provide the pressure, so that the capillary action is created, so that the buffer is passed from the bottom to the top. by the process of capillary action, the segment of DNA are transferred from agarose gel to the membrane. Okay, such technique is known as blotting technique. Here, mainly the segment of DNA from the gel is transferred to the membrane by the process of capillary action. Okay, then the next step is here blocking the DNA of the interest bound to the membrane. Then it is baked or baked by the autoclave to fix the membrane. Mainly the interest DNA segment bound to the membrane. After it, we do it autoclave to fix the segment of DNA in the membrane. Then the membrane is then treated with casein, which saturate all the binding side of the membrane. After autoclave, we treat the membrane with casein or BSA for saturate the all the binding site of the membrane. Then the next step is the hybridization with labeled probe, which is help for visualization. Okay, then the last step is your visualization, which is uh, done under the autoradiography. Okay, autoradiogram. By the help of autoradiogram, we can visualize the specific segment of DNA. Okay, this is the whole process of Southern blotting, which is depicted here. First, from the sample, the segmented DNA are present in the gel by the process of gel electrophoresis. Then, by the blotting technique, we transfer it to the membrane, nitrocellulose membrane. After it, we add the props so that we can visualize by autoradiography. By the X-ray film, we get dark band on the membrane. Okay, some significance of Southern blotting are mainly it is used to detect the DNA. Mainly it is used in DNA fingerprinting. Then it is used in paternity testing, criminal identification, victim identification. Mainly it is used to isolate and or identify the desired gene of interest. Mainly it is used in restriction, fragment length polymorphism, used in mainly it is used for identification of mutation in the sequence of DNA, used to do diagnosis disease caused by genetic defects. Then we discuss the next blotting technique, that is a northern blotting technique. Southern blotting was identify the southern and then southern. So the DNA isolation or separation technique, DNA separation technique is known as southern blotting, as it is similar to RNA separation technique. So this technique is also known as northern blotting. Then northern blotting technique, in northern blotting technique, RNA is transferred from agarose gel to the nitrocellulose paper. The formaldehyde mainly used to alter the secondary structure of RNA, is the nitrocellulose paper has the affinity to primary RNA only, not the secondary RNA. So the secondary structure should be altered to the primary RNA. So for alternation of secondary RNA, we use formaldehyde. Okay, then mainly the northern blotting technique follow the such sequence. First, RNA sample is isolated from the given sample. Then the specific fragmentation of RNA is separated on the agarose gel. Then the by the capillary actions, the RNA transport to the membrane. After that, the probes are added to the membrane so that we can visualize the RNA segment by autoradiography treatment. Okay, then the main procedures behind the south northern blottings are: first the sample collected and then it is homogenized. Then from homogenized sample we separate the RNA. Then RNA sequence is separated in the gel electrophoresis technique. Here we use agarose gel. Mainly agarose gel is used for the separation of RNA. Then the separated RNA sequence is transported to nylon membrane. Then it is done by two mechanisms. The separation or separated RNA segment are transferred to nylon membrane by two mechanisms. One is your capillary action, then second is your ionic interaction. The transfer operation is done by following order. Firstly, the transfer is done by the following sequence. First, we place the gel above the support. Then after gel we place the nylon membrane, then paper stack or filter paper and paper stack. Then weight is given to provide the pressure above the nylon membrane, so that the segmented DNA from the gel will be transferred to the nylon membrane. Whole the process are carried out in the buffer container, so that the buffer will pass. Then specific pH will be maintained, and the buffer will pass from the lower to bottom by the capillary action, and it will be help to pass the segmented DNA from gel to the nylon membrane. Okay, then RNA transport to the nylon membrane is fixed with UV radiation. Then the fixed nylon membrane is then mixed with probes. Then probes are specially designed for gene of interest, so that we can visualize the RNA. Okay, then the blotted membrane is washed so that the unwanted probes are removed. Then the label probes is detected by autoradiography or chemoilluminescence, so that after X-ray films we get the dark band here. Okay, the whole process is depicted in this diagram. First the sample, then from the sample RNA extraction, then electrophoresis to get the specific segment of RNA. Then after separation by the gel electrophoresis, mainly blotting is done. Then it is fixed by UV radiation. After fixing the with a UV radiation, we apply the label probes, so that we can visualize the RNA or separation RNA. Okay, then the significance of Northern blotting technique is mainly it is used to detect the specific RNA. Mainly it is used to analyze a sample of RNA from a particular tissue. Mainly it is used to measure the RNA expression of a particular gene. Mainly it is used in cDNA cloning. Okay, then we discuss the next blotting technique, that is your Western blotting technique. Western blotting technique was introduced by Twain et al. In 1979, mainly which is used to isolation or separation of protein from a given sample. Mainly these principles behind the Western blottings are mainly we use the polypropylene gel electrophoresis. Here we use polypropylene gel electrophoresis. In Southern blotting we use SDS gel electrophoresis, but in Western blotting we use polypropylene gel electrophoresis. Protein sample to be separated and transported to a solid support. Here is similar to the other blotting technique. Here protein samples are separated and by the gel electrophoresis, and it is transferred to the solid support like nitrocellulose or polyvinylidene difluoride. The main difference is here polyvinylidene difluoride. But in Northern and Southern blotting we use nitrocellulose or nylon, but here we use PVDF or polyvinylidene difluoride as a support. Okay, solid support. Or here we transport the segment of protein to the PVDF or polyvinylidene difluoride membrane. The membrane is then treated with antibody. Here antibody we use as a probes First, we treated the membrane with primary antibody, okay, which is not labeled with fluorescence. But after the treatment, we use labeled secondary antibody, which bind to the primary antibody to form antibody complex, so that we can visualize the complex. The complex is formed by such manner. First, here is the target protein. Then in the target protein we use the primary antibody treatment. After primary antibody treatment we use secondary antibody treatment, which is labeled, so that we can able to visualize the target protein. Okay, the procedure behind the Western blotting are: first step is your extraction of protein, then next is your electrophoresis, which is done by SDS page. Here we mention polypropylene gel electrophoresis. Okay, then blotting, electrical or capillary blotting, then BSA mainly used for the blocking. Then the next step is your treatment with primary antibody. Then the next step is the treatment with secondary antibody, which is labeled with antibody. Okay, then the seventh step is your treatment with specific substrate. If enzyme is alkaline phosphatase, then the substrate is paranitrophenylene phosphate, which give the color. यदि हमारा if the enzyme is alkaline phosphatase, then we use paranitrophenyl phosphate. According to the specific substrate, we use specific enzymes, or according to the specific enzyme we use different substrate or specific substrate for identification. Okay, the whole process of your Western blotting is given here. First, from the biological sample we separate the protein. Then after polyacrylamide gel electrophoresis, we get the specific segment of protein. Then it is transferred by the electroblotting technique, okay, to the membrane. Here we use the membrane is your PVDF, or polyvinylidene difluoride membrane. After that, transports of segment of protein to the membrane, we use the primary protein treatment. Then after primary protein treatment, then secondary antibody treatment. First is your primary antibody treatment, then secondary antibody treatment, then after it addition of enzyme substrate or excitation fluorescent moiety. We provide the fluorescent moiety, okay, so that we can visualize the target protein by autoradiography. Okay, then the significance of Western blotting. Mainly Western blotting technique is used to identify or determine the size and amount of protein in the given sample. Then it is used for the identification of disease diagnosis. Mainly it is important technique which is used in the confirmatory test of for HIV. Okay, it is used to detect the defective protein such as prions disease or prions in a samples. Mainly it is used to identify of different diseases like hepatitis B, herpes. So these are the technique of blotting technique we discuss here. I hope all are clear to all of you. Thank you all.